Another FIFA video. Today we are going to discuss how you can basically grind a Ruud Gullit who's come out for the Icon Moments Icon SBC. I've been working on him already, so I've done 9 of the 15 squads, and I'm going to tell you how I've got to that point already, and then how I plan to continue doing the remaining squads. Now, obviously, bronzes and the silvers, to get these cards, you can actually, if you don't have any in your club, which I would imagine is what some of you do, you can obviously go to the footies, open some bronze packs, and then put some stuff into the bronze 60 to 64 upgrade, and the same thing for the 71 to 75 triple upgrade. That'll get you your rares to complete them first 2 squads, easy peasy. Chemistry is only 50, so you probably need to open maybe 5 of each, and you probably have enough. But then with also what you have in your club to complete them first 2 squads, and you get obviously 2 rare gold packs from them. Easy peasy, you'll probably be able to do it without even doing the upgrades, but if you have literally nothing in your club, then that's how you do that part. Now, obviously, the higher rated squads are probably the ones that put you off. So what I would recommend in terms of that is any fodder you've picked up from the last few weeks, you would just put into this, and any big cards in your club that maybe so for example, for me, I have first owner squads. So I've got a Premier League, I've got a Liga, and I had a Bundesliga. So all I did is I went into every single first owner squad to make sure I had a squad available of good players, etc. And anyone that I just didn't fit in this anymore, I just got rid of, because I'm not going to use them. It's the end of July. There's literally a month and a half left to the new game. Probably even a little bit long, maybe 2 months left to the end of the game. And I'm just thinking, do you know what? I'm not going to use them because I've got my first owner squad. So if a Premier League objective comes out, I've got my Premier League squad. So I put in every other high rated player that doesn't fit into this into Ruud Gullit, and I did the same for every single league that I've got first owner squads for, so La Liga, Bundesliga, Liga, and etc. etc. And the great thing is when the 85 times 5 comes out, 85 times 10 comes out, you're going to get a load of cards back anyway if you're grinding them. So at this moment in time, to concentrate on Ruud Gullit, that's how you kind of get started. And you do get a lot of good tradable packs from this, which gives you fodder as you go along as well. When I did I think it was the 90 rated squad here, I think I got team of the season Lewandowski, who you can see here, who's recently sold for only 72k, but that's 72k back, which your coins go up for that. And that's great because obviously you are putting in a load of sort of untradeable cards in there that you've picked up from SBCs or cards you had in your club. So that's how I would start up here. And honestly, just let loose. Get rid of a load of players that you just don't use anymore, that aren't getting in your first team or in your first owner squads, and just sink it all in. Then obviously, if you have to buy the odd player, etc., that's absolutely fine. Fodder at the moment is relatively cheap. You can pick up 92s for literally 20 to 30k. So to get that rating boost up, you can literally just spend a little bit of coins to do that. And if you've got a lot of coins like me, then that's easy to do. Now, what I got to, I think it was up to about the 80, probably second 88 squad to around about here. I'm starting to realise my fodder's getting loose, so I've started to look into my rare golds in my club. If you've got rare golds at the moment, then obviously that's great. You can start sending them into the 82 player picks, and these pay out fairly decently in terms of special cards and high rated cards. That will start getting you some of the 88s, 87s, 86s done, and that's kind of where you're at in terms of the Gullit. He has got I think he's got an 85 squad there, and then 286s. 287s or 387s? I think it's a 387s. So many squads. Yeah, 387s. So obviously that's where I'm at now. So I'm in a good spot now. I've got a lot of coins left still. So if I wanted to, from this point on, I could spend 500k and get this whole kind of thing done. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue the grind and start doing things like League SBCs. So what I recommend is going into League SBCs and just looking kind of what's left. So obviously we know a lot of these are going to be running out very, very soon. But I think in terms of a good league to do, La Liga is pretty good because it gives you prime gold rares players pack, and every time you open one of these, you're going to have enough to do at least one player pick, depending on, if you just got basic rares. If you've got obviously any specials or any fodder cards in that, then that's great. That's already giving you a head start in terms of grinding the other squads for Gullit. Now you can basically, if you have stuff in your club already, that's great. You can start grinding this. You can just put them in. But what would also say is, if you want to start almost from scratch and build up your League SBC cards, which is good because when the other League SBCs come out, you've got the ability to have stuff in your club to then grind the rest of them. So obviously with these upgrades at the moment in the 50 section, with the common triple upgrades, I think it's good to do a bit of a mix between the bronze rares and the commons. I think for the stage, if you're grinding Gullit, I think the good stage would be to actually grind through the gold rares. You can then put them into the 2 rare gold players packs, which are obviously sitting here. That will get you some more rares, which means you can then do more player picks. And I think you should use the player picks as much as possible in terms of grinding this. And then obviously, if you haven't seen my video from, I think it was probably yesterday now, the 75x5 upgrade is a really, really good pack to start grinding through, because every time you open them, you basically get enough rares pretty much to either grind another one of them or put them into the 82 plus player pick, and then basically just spam loads of bronze packs and start putting stuff, the commons into here, get your rare golds, and then start putting your rare golds and your other sort of rare commons into the 71 to 74, and then using them rares from the silvers into the 75 plus. And that kind of, it is a big grind, and it does take, you know, a fairly long time, but at this time you just want to absolutely gut your club. Like if you look at my club now, I've only got 1,186 players in there. That was originally up sort of 2,200 players. So I've put a real grind in, but as you can see, it does pay off because I've literally done Ruud Gullit with basically, well, I've actually spent no coins on it, and I've actually made 71k at the moment because of the tradable players. Plus I put a load of content in my club from the gold rares and stuff you put in here, which then you obviously reinvest back into the player picks. So yeah, to get a Ruud Gullit for basically for free, I think it's so worth it. And as you can see, the expiry date on this is only 65 days. So you can definitely grind this before the end of the game if you want to. And I think with all the fodder opportunities and all the grinds that you can do right now with League SBCs or the or these 75 pluses, you can literally get a lot of this content really easily. And if you're not scared to send some content into packs, I'll definitely use the high rated fodder that you just don't use anymore. And I'd also just say as well, it's probably best to grind towards something that's guaranteed. You know, there's 94 shapeshifters pack. As much as it looks exciting, that is basically 2 scores for Gullit that you could potentially get, you know, a guaranteed top end game player in Ruud Gullit, who's, you know, in most FIFAs is rated one of the best players. I do think it's better to grind that first, and then you can go back and do the other one sort of later on. And then, you know, in terms of that, if you start needing coins, if you start putting loads of money into bronze packs and you start seeing coins go down, make sure you're selling some stuff along the way. I've been keeping some of my League SBC cards because my coin's quite high, and I know when the leagues come out again, you know, that the prices for them cards will go up, or, you know, I've got the opportunity to then use them myself and grind out some more packs and players. And, you know, you're going to get a lot of the content that you put into this that's in your club in terms of your specials back. So, you know, if for example you were going to go and put in who could we say here, sorry, I just need to change it to untradeable. So let's just say you decided you no longer wanted who could we say, I reckon a good one to say is Virgil van Dijk. He isn't going for much at the moment. He is in my first on the squad, but say I wanted to put him in, a 96 rated card is going to massively help them 90 squads. And he's obviously in packs, and he's, you know, reasonably cheap to get and comes out quite a lot in packs. So it's very likely you'll probably pack him again at some point. So don't be scared to put some of them cards in if you want to. You could obviously always wait to just get duplicates and do this slower than me, but I just thought I want to send it. I want to get it out of the way. I want to play as many games with Ruud Gullit before the end of the year as possible, and obviously kind of finish up my end game squad for the year. But yeah, guys, you can do some trading alongside it as well. So if you want to go in gold rares to make coins to then buy the fodder out, you can obviously do that as well. So looking at gold rares, for example, I know that if you go to Serie A, for example, I think the centre backs are relatively high in price. So if you looked at about 1,800, you can see none of them pop up for that price. Not even at 2.1. They've actually gone up slightly from yesterday. So about 2.5, and there's only one version of a player there from Luis Felipe. So what you could actually do to make some coins, you could kind of put in a rough amount of, say, 1,700, search for it up, anything under here that's under 1,700, you can just bid through on a load of these cards. Sometimes I do find that putting not a minimum on this may be better, because sometimes they filter through, and then going to compare here, and you might see a few options. It looks like people are doing this, so there is other cards in other leagues that you could be looking at. I think also like goalkeepers, for example. I know I was looking at a goalkeeper yesterday who was in League Earn. He's a Spanish goalkeeper. I think he was going for a decent amount from what I remember. It's Paul Lopez. Okay, he's dropped a little bit now. So he's like 1,700, but he comes out of packs, a lot. So you could actually go and try and pick a load of these up. You can see here there's quite a few of them that come through, and you can just kind of play around with the filters here and trying to find something that works for you really, really well. So he's one of the only rares goalkeepers in the league, which probably explains why he was so high yesterday when certain content comes out. And then also, if you need other coins, don't forget you've probably got a load of stuff in your consumables that you can start selling. Now, I've been doing that throughout the year, so I don't. I do have a load of contracts I need to sell. Got like 1,600 gold contracts here, like 689 contracts there. Some of them sell. If they don't, you can obviously discard a load. So if I was to discard the 270 tradable content there, I get 16k back. That's basically a player that I can then use to do an SBC. So there's a lot of opportunities, and I think you're just gutting your club at this point of the year, trying to sell on a lot of cards that are going up in price, having a look. There's a lot of content that is just stupidly priced. We could just kind of look at that. 1,300 here. Let's just see what comes up. So you look at some content here. That's like Emre Can, for example. Look at the state of that. He's an 82 graded card. He's got a bid on him for 5k. Like, if you picked him up at 2k, you can make some really, really easy coins there. Diallo here, like 1.4. You can look at him, he's going for 1.7, so that wasn't probably the best example. Tello there, 1.8 bid. You can probably put those bids on him at 600 coins here. Probably, not 600 coins, sorry, 1,200 coins there. And you start bidding on a few of them cards, seeing them filter through, and you can probably sell him on for a relatively good amount. It looks like maybe even about 2k. Making 900 coins per card. So there's a lot of opportunities in terms of trading as well. Even bronze rares, you can pick a load of them up. I think at the moment they're selling literally Insta for about 300 coins. So if you can pick loads up relatively easy for 150, put a bid on him, look at his buy now, he's going for 300 coins. You can literally just keep recycling them, and I think that might be actually a really good method for the bronze rares. If you can pick a load of bronze rares up, especially if they're from League SBCs and stuff as well, you can make really, really nice coins in them, and resell them on. If we look at bronze rares here, what is the lowest buy now on them? I believe it's probably 350. They are getting bought. Now, okay, they've dropped a little bit, so certain ones go for a bit more. I mean, it's guaranteed 250, so it's 100 coins, but you're going to be picking up 50 of these at a time. That people aren't going to be outbid you for these bronze rares, so it's 100 coins. Which if you spin 50 of them in, put them all up, you're making in an instant 5k per card, and that's could be a really, really nice method as well. So there's loads of ways you can do it. You can work towards this icon Moments Hullet, or any icon for that matter. But yeah, hopefully that's helped you and given you some ideas of how you can grind towards a big icon or a big SBC. For me, Ruud Gullit is one of the best ones, so I think that you should take that into consideration of doing him. If you enjoyed today's video, do subscribe, do like the video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.